Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the Bill Seaver channel. And today, this is actually the first face cam video that I'm doing on this channel. Yes, for those of you who don't know what it looked like, this is what it looked like. For those of you who don't know, I also have another channel called Let's Talk Sports. It's the main channel that I have on YouTube, and I've done a lot of face reveal, not exactly face reveal, but face cam like videos. And I'll admit I've looked completely different in probably all of them. But yeah, this is the first face cam video for the Bill Seaver channel, and this is also the first movie review on this channel. Yes, so originally when I made this channel all the way back in early 2021, I believe, 2022, I was originally going to make this a movie review channel. That didn't end up being the case. We originally did tier lists, we've done top 10s, we've done a lot of random videos on the Muppets and whatever else, but we barely ever did a movie review. And today's is the very first one, and this is a movie that came out in 2020, and it's called Troop Zero. Yes, Troop Zero is the movie we're going to be reviewing today. Like I said before, this video, or like I said earlier, this movie is somewhat new. Again, it came out in 2020. It's on Amazon Prime, so if anybody wants to watch it on there, you can. This, I believe, takes place in 1977. This is kind of based off of a true story because it involves the Golden Voyager album, which for those of you who don't know about that, pretty much I got to learn about that in college. And what the Golden Voyager album is about, it's like this album that NASA ended up sending to space, and it was kind of like a way to, I guess, like communicate with aliens or anything in outer space or anything. I know it's strange. But getting back to the movie review, this movie is kind of based on that. So the plot of this movie, so you have this girl named Christmas Flint, and she ends up recruiting a group of kids to be kind of like a troop, kind of like Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, that kind of stuff. And they call themselves the Birdie Scouts. Now, there's another group of Girl Scouts that are in the area, and they're kind of like perfect. They're kind of on the top, and Christmas is group is kind of on the bottom. It's one of those types of movies, and pretty much they end up competing in a talent show, and the prize for this talent show, if they win, is that they get to include their voices on the Golden Voyager album. And Christmas, she really wants this. She really does. Probably more than anything, she's one of those characters, she's really big into space, kind of. She likes, what are they called? Comets or shooting stars or anything or something like that. I don't know. I'm not too big into space myself. I'm just a guy sitting here in front of it talking about a movie on his iPhone. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting plot. The characters in this movie, some of the actors that are in it, Christmas Flint is played by McKenna Grace. She does a pretty good job in this movie. A lot of the child actors in this movie, they do decently well. I'm not going to rip on them too much just because, again, a lot of them, for some of them, this probably ended up being their first movies. Um, I actually had no idea who McKenna Grace was before I did this review. Turns out she's about my age. I think I'm a couple years older than her. But yeah, she does a really good job with this movie. I like her in this movie. Um, and then the other characters in this movie uh, all have one thing in common, and that is they're kind of like misfits, like I said before. Christmas Flint, McKenna Grace's character, she's mainly known for being a bedwetter. And she gets made fun of for it all the time. And again, she thinks humans can talk to aliens from, planet Earth, that kind of stuff. And then some of the other kid actors, we have Helena Price. Yes, that's her name. Played by, I don't know how to say her name, Milan Ray. I think that's how you say her name. She's good in this role too. She's really good in this movie too. I think out of all the kid actors besides Christmas Flint, I really like Helena Price. I don't know. I feel like I kind of relate to her a little bit more. She kind of has anger problems a little bit. Um, it's never explained why people call her Helena Price. I think it probably is, but I probably forgot about it. Um, but pretty much she's kind of like a hustler in a way. Very threatening sometimes. But yeah, she's a solid character, and the actress who plays her, she does a really good job. And then the other characters, there's Joseph, who's, again, he's the only guy, the only boy in this group of girls. He hangs out with Christmas Flint a lot. He's more into, I don't know, he kind of reminds me of like a kid version of Elton John. And later on, when they do the talent show, he's dressed up kind of like, I don't know, kind of like a mix of both Elton John and Evel Knievel in a way. Um, but yeah, he's an okay character. There's not really too much to say about him. And then the other two characters, you have Smash, who once again she's best friends with Hell No. Doesn't really say much. She just smashes stuff. She breaks stuff. And then you have Annie Claire, who is known for having one eye, and she is a huge believer in Jesus. That kind of stuff. So yeah, they're kind of all of these kids. They are misfits. They're kind of, different. You have Christmas Flint again. She's kind of like a bedwetter. You have Helena again. You have a boy who's mainly hanging out with girls, and you have a girl with one eye. That's pretty much it. And then some of the adult actors in this movie, you have Viola Davis, whose character's name is Miss Raylan. She's pretty solid in this movie. She's kind of like she is the Birdie Scouts. I don't know what the word is called. Troop leader, I think it's what it's called. She's really good in this movie. You can tell her character half the time she doesn't really want to be there at times. But she wants to be supportive of these kids. She wants to try and do anything she can to help them out. She didn't really want to do it at first, and then of course she later on started to get special connections with these kids, especially Christmas Flint, because she was her dad's assistant. By the way, her dad's name is Ramsey Flint, played by Jim Gaffigan. For some reason, he reminds me of a buddy of mine and his dad, a buddy of mine who I went to school with's dad. Kind of acts the same way that Jim Gaffigan's character does. And then Allison Janney's in this movie too. She's kind of she plays the other bird troop leader. the other Birdie Scout group in this movie. Seems like I don't know if it's me or not, but every movie I see, it seems like Allison Janney is almost in everything now. Like every time I watch a new movie that's like a comedy or anything or a drama, Allison Janney's always there. Like ever since her role in the movie, or not, well, I guess in Mom's a sitcom. She's literally in everything. She's in Juno. She's in what else is she in? What's the movie with Emma Stone? I forget. Help. The Help, I think, is the name of that movie. She's in a lot of Melissa McCarthy movies. Yeah, Allison Janney, she's literally in everything now. And it seems like a lot of her characters are the same thing. Seems like she's always smoking or she's always drinking alcohol. So yeah, those are some of the characters. Allison Janney's characters, typical Allison Janney character, I guess. The message in this movie, again, is there's a huge message in this movie. And again, it's mainly about being different. It's one of those, don't judge a book by its cover. A lot of people, I'm struggling on my words here, but a lot of people, they're different. A lot of people have certain differences or something about them that makes them unique. Whether that's, again, having it with one eye. There's a kid who's a boy who mainly hangs out with girls. Nothing wrong with hanging out with ladies. You have Helena, again, she's kind of like, in a way, she's kind of like a hustler. I don't know. She seems like a hustler, but she's known for being kind of, having like anger. A lot of people are kind of afraid of her. And then you have Christmas Flint herself, again, who's, she's kind of seen as like the weird girl. She is, again, she gets picked on a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much a message in this movie. It's very clear. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about it. My apologies. It is getting super late. So yeah, what are my thoughts on this movie? Well, I'll probably have more better thoughts on this movie because I just watched it for the first time. It's not a bad movie. It's a good movie to watch. If you want to just sit back, relax, or do anything or whatever, you just need a movie to watch while you're, relaxing, thinking about whatever. This is a good movie to turn on. If you want to watch a movie about, a message of, why you shouldn't judge people that are different, you could probably watch this movie. This movie, it does have a few flaws, but it's mainly just a few nitpicks here and there. The direction is pretty good. I forgot about who directed this movie. I'm going to see here in a minute who directed this film. Hang on just a sec. Okay, so the directors of this movie is named Bert and Birdie. Yes, Bert and Birdie. And so I looked up their filmography, and they're mainly known for doing a lot of like short films, like YouTube short films or whatever. This was one of their first big movies that they made. It's an indie film, and again, it's really solid. Seems like a lot of indie films are doing a lot better compared to a lot of films you see in Hollywood. This is another one just like it. Really solid. It's got a 68% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's not a terrible film, but it's not the worst thing in the world. However, I feel like there would be movies out there that are a little better than this one. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give this a solid 7 out of 10. Acting is pretty decent. The directing is fine. There are a lot of good scenes in this movie, like the scene where they're camping or where they're all trying to get their badges. especially, when they're camping outdoors. That's kind of a challenge. Imagine that, being a kid, you're you're out in the wilderness with no adult supervision. But these kids, they knock it down. They with absolutely no problem. The talent show scene at the end is, again, it's unique. Pretty much in the middle of their song, um, Christmas Flint, again, there's this joke of her being a bedwetter. They pretty much, she gets nervous and she pees herself. And however, and then the other kids start peeing themselves while they're performing, and yeah, it's a little out of hand. But again, I kind of understand what the messages they're going for there, and yeah, that's gonna do for today's review. I apologize. I didn't really know what to talk about in this film, but let me know in the comments below. Did you like this film, Troop Zero? Do you think it's pretty good? Do you think it's pretty bad? Would you watch this movie again? Let me know in the comments below, and we can have a discussion on this movie. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what other movies you guys want me to review, what's your thoughts on this movie. As always, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.